They have some highly innovative customers. And the first customer we're going to hear from right now is Liz St. Louis from Sunderland City Council. Let's give her a warm welcome, please.
Thank you very much, Paul, and good evening, everyone. I'm absolutely delighted to be here with you this evening, and for Ken and the team, boy, you know how to put on a show, don't you? So brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm Liz St. Louis, I'm the Assistant Director of Smart Cities for Sunderland City Council, and I'd just like to spend the next 10-15 minutes telling you a little bit about our journey and our fantastic partnership here with Connexin. We value public-private partnerships so much in Sunderland. It brings so much value to the work that we do in our communities, and great to be able to share our story with you this evening. So we started our journey about 3 years ago. We brought together our city leaders representing the health, the business, the education sectors, and we started to understand what was it we wanted from a smart city. What did we need as individual organisations and as a collective to realise much better ways, much more improved ways of living, of working, of playing in our city, and really ensuring that our businesses, our residents could thrive. So we developed our smart city model, which I realise I'm stood in the middle of here. A simple model, a basic model, but it's worked for us and it's guided our work. So we start with that really important layer that we've heard about a little bit this evening around ubiquitous connectivity. For us, fibre in the ground is so important, but also other forms of wireless connectivity as well, so that we can continue to develop and build, and a little bit about what Furkan was saying, a whole range of sensor networks, a whole range of applications that can support our city, that we can take all of that valuable data into what we call our Smart City Operations Centre, and through analytics and visualisation, we can realise a whole host of benefits and opportunities for Sunderland residents and businesses. And I'll take you through some of those as we go through the presentation tonight. Something that's really, really important to us in Sunderland, and I'm sure very much the same in Hull, is as we go on our journey, we leave no one and nowhere behind. Really, really key for our demographic. So, when we first started our journey, it's fair to say that we did a lot of consultation. Nobody was coming to invest in Sunderland. Fibre providers, mobile network operators, they were going to Newcastle, they were going to Leeds, they were going to Manchester. They weren't coming to Sunderland. So as a partnership, we really had to intervene in the market to stimulate, to use our public assets to bring people to the city. So one of the first things we did was we delivered an ultra-fast free Wi-Fi network through millimetre wave. We could drop ultra-fast free Wi-Fi to key locations in the city. We wanted to get noticed, but we wanted to help communities. We had a primary school in one of our most deprived wards, Hudson Road Primary School. The head teacher there, Kathy Westgate, she used to tell us stories that kids in her classroom had never seen the internet. You know, I can't sit here and believe that in today's digital world, there's kids in school that have never seen the internet. So we worked with her, and through the work that we were doing, we managed to get a gig connectivity into the school, nothing like we've just been hearing there, but gig connectivity. And those kids are now having online sessions with their sister school in Bangladesh. They're having online coding clubs. It's just opened up a whole world of opportunity and says to us the difference that digital can make. We've brought in fibre providers now to the city. We have a number of them working with us. They're investing £80 million in the city, bringing gigabit capability to all of our households, all of our premises, bringing that all-important choice that we've just been hearing about for residents and lowering the price point. We'd started a whole range of transformational projects, things like assistive technologies, a whole range of sensors now out in vulnerable and elderly people's homes across Sunderland, reaching about 2,400 homes now. That can be anything. That can be sensors on doors to support early onset dementia patients and alert family, friends, carers, social care professionals when doors are opened. It can be sensors on fridges, on kettles to make sure people are hydrating, etc. It can be movement sensors around the home, but all supporting people to live safely at home. We've done quite a bit around transport, putting video and motion sensors around our key aerial routes. We've linked that into the Urban Traffic Management Centre at Newcastle so that we can change traffic lights when there's congestion on match days, etc. But also it supports longer-term urban planning, particularly as we're shifting our city centre around at the moment. I think there's quite a lot going on in Hull as well with all the construction as I came up here today. And also working on our net zero ambitions. Like many, many cities, we've got ambitions to be net zero. So we've been doing a range of work around building emissions, and some of the work to date, it's fairly new, but by putting sensors in some of our buildings, we've already saved significant amounts of money in terms of energy bills by putting sensors and understanding better the usage of those buildings and how we can lower the usage. We bid into DCMS, into their 5G Create Fund, and we've been working up at Nissan. We've been automating a 40-ton truck and removing the safety driver through the power of 5G. One route alone between one of the major suppliers, Nissan, into Vantec, £2.5 million savings a year by automating one route. That project's been going really well, and we're about to scale up and scale out. And then really importantly, building a city, building a digital city of the future, we've really got to focus on building digital skills, digital careers, supporting our children and young people, supporting technology startups as well. What a fabulous story this evening. But again, real aspiration to support over 500 technology startups in the next 5 years. And digital inclusion, so important in a city like ours. So again, we've got a whole range of initiatives taking technology out to communities and equipping people with the basic digital skills they need to thrive in today's world. And then 2.5 years ago, again, the value of public-private partnership. We were lucky enough to win some money from the Department for Levelling Up, and we went out to market to seek a 5G neutral host and smart city partner to really help us accelerate our ambitions. And in September 2021, we signed a deal with a company called BAI Communications. We believe it's a first of its kind partnership. It's 20 years. You can't build a smart city overnight, and certainly the significant investment that we need. So it's a 20-year strategic partnership. It's about funding, building, managing a whole network of networks across the city. But that's just the foundation, that's just the means to an end, so that we can build even more digital and data solutions that can benefit our local businesses and our local residents. So BAI, not a household name, work around the world. They supply a lot of the networks into a lot of the transport systems around the world, but really, really pleased and proud that they're working now in Sunderland with us. And one of the great things is they really encourage a rich and diverse ecosystem, and really pleased that Connexin are part of that ecosystem with us. And we'll go on to tell you a little bit about the work that we're doing. So just talking about some of the work that we're continuing to do. On the next slide, we can tell you about some of the initial networks that we're building. So these are happening at the moment, and by July of this year, we'll have a really, really advanced city centre, particularly in Sunderland. So we're building out a 5G private network across 1.8 kilometres square in our city centre, and a new urban quarter that we've got called Riverside. And we're expanding that Wi-Fi network right across that centre and up to one of our really popular beach areas at Roker. It's where we hold our International Air Show. Anybody coming into that footprint will have ultra-fast, high-speed, free Wi-Fi. We're also building a citywide LoRaWAN, so across the 153 kilometre square of Sunderland, a little bit out into the North Sea. We're going to have some interesting use cases there, I can see. But again, for all the benefits that Furkan was telling us about, a whole range of things planned. So some of the things that we've got planned and that we're rolling out again as these networks go live in the city is that we're reaching more and more buildings, more and more facilities, more and more opportunities. So that's just the first phase, all to go live this summer. But at the moment, we're expanding those networks into our Stadium of Light. So we're putting ultra-fast free Wi-Fi into the Stadium of Light. We're working with our University of Sunderland, so they'll have free Wi-Fi for all of their students and EduRoam right across both campuses, and we're also putting in a 5G testbed. We're building a whole host of new buildings and facilities in Sunderland, and again, that ultra-fast connectivity will penetrate all of those buildings. We're working with our health colleagues, building a brand new eye infirmary in Sunderland. Again, that will be a 5G showcase. And working with our local college, they're building a housing construction skills academy. And again, that will benefit from some of the fastest next generation digital connectivity. But it's this layer at the bottom. That's why we're doing it, and that's the difference that it can make. So some of the things that we're doing at the moment, and again, some of these things will be live in the summer. If we just flip over there, we're putting in a sensor network, just as we've heard. So a whole host of different sensors to build on some of the benefits that we've already talked about. 30 air quality sensors, 72 traffic and motion sensors. We will really understand how our city is flowing, and how we're managing. And we're currently exploring, again, a number of these will go live across the summer. Just as Furkan said, road temperature sensors to help us monitor winter gritting, life buoy sensors up and down the River Wear. If anybody tampers with those life buoys, it'll send an alert so the local services teams can come and put them back, etc. A whole host of smart bins going in mid-June. Again, solar compacting smart bins that tell people when they need to come and be emptied. And we're also looking at digital twinning as well, so a whole host of opportunities. But for us, it's that data. That data is so valuable, particularly when you can bring it together from so many different sources. It can start giving you new insights. It can start informing the way that you need to run your city. So the work that we've been doing with Connexin, we're really, really proud of, and it's making such a difference for us in Sunderland. We have a really deprived ward in Sunderland called Southwick, and we're working with Southwick at the moment to rejuvenate that ward, to really raise people's aspirations that live there, to reduce the impact of crime and antisocial behaviour. And in order to do that, we've got a multi-agency team working. We've got people from the council, from adult social care, children's social care, from environmental teams, from antisocial behaviour. But we're also working with health partners, with the fire brigade, with the police. And what do those people need in order to really make a difference? They need data. But they need data joined in a way that makes sense and that's easily digestible for people that spend all day, every day, out with customers in communities. And that's exactly what Connexin have helped us do, build that data platform that helps us as a local authority and with our partners join those all-important dots. So I'm going to do a really bad job here, Arfan. Are you there somewhere in the audience? There he is smiling. He is the magic maker behind this, I have to say. And I wish he was here telling you, because he'd do such a better job than I ever could. But basically, I think we're up to 16 now, different data sets, and it's growing by the day. So we've taken a whole host of different data sets, and really complex data sets as well. Children's social care data, adult social care data, antisocial behaviour data, council tax arrears, benefits data. We've had to do all that matching of names. Local authority systems, the worst in the world. But we've matched that data, also a load of environmental data as well. All in the Connexin platform now, so we can map all of those incidents. But importantly, we can search and filter on those incidents as well. All of this is controlled by data sharing, by legal agreements. So only people can access that data that have the right and the ability to see that data. So if we select antisocial behaviour, fires, and fly tipping, we can start really drilling in. We can start drilling at a ward level, but then even further, we can drill in at a street level. We can see clusters of activities. Really, really importantly, if you hover over any of those individual dots there on the map, I know there'll be a much better word than dots, but dots does it for me. And you can see all the metadata associated, and that's really, really important for the people that we have on the ground working in those communities. But then really importantly, you're busy working with those families, working with those communities, doing those jobs. So what's important to you is you get alerts when things are happening that you need to know about, where you need to take a different intervention, a different course of action. So we've configured the system that you can absolutely do that. Whatever parameters are important to you, you can get alerts and like I say, start to take different action. This is just an example of fire incidents in the same area that's telling our people we need to take a different course of action. And reporting as well. At the moment, the teams are spending a day a month pulling reports. Through the power of the system, one click of a button, this stuff can now be generated. So really, really powerful, and huge thanks to Arfan and the team. It's fair to say you've absolutely embedded yourself within our organisation, virtually, of course, through COVID. But we presented to our senior team last week, and it's fair to say I think Arfan knows more about how we deliver services than I do now. So every credit. It's been a great journey. And these are the things that are important to us: time saving, the visualization, like I say, so that we can join those dots, but for us, the ability to expand. Our work is huge. The communities we serve is huge. We've got 278,000 population in Sunderland, so we can expand this platform now. So many more data sets, so many more opportunities, so many more possibilities. So just leaving the Connexin platform for a little while, and we could talk about it all night, couldn't we, Arfan, like we did last Friday, talking to our senior team. But just to finish off, telling you about a couple of the other things that we're doing in Sunderland. So working very, very closely with our health and social care partners as well. And we're looking at a whole range of different activities there, looking at setting up demonstrator homes so we can do much, much more with IoT, and looking at how we can start to join data in a similar way for our health and social care colleagues as well. If we can just turn the slide over, and then and we're also working with the advanced manufacturing sector as well, and doing a whole host of activities with our advanced manufacturing sector. Just very quickly to touch on this, though, before I finish. People that live in a truly connected place need to feel and need to know that they're living in a truly connected place. So one of the things that we're doing at the moment, we're building a Wi-Fi messaging platform, citywide app. We're linking that to all of our sensor networks. So you come into any of our free Wi-Fi footprints, you'll join. If you give us your mobile number, if you give us your email address, you'll be able to sign up to alerts. You may want to know what the air quality's like. You may want to know what the traffic's like around the city. You may want to receive offers and discounts about what's going on in the city, joining up information. So that's something that's we're really passionate about, and we're really starting to build at the moment, and that will be available from September. We've touched on health, advanced manufacturing, so much more we can do. I've told you about the automation of the 40-ton truck, but 5G-enabled manufacturing, so much more we can do. And just on our final slide there, because I know I'm out of time, just in terms of culture, sports, experience, a whole host of opportunities that we're pursuing. I don't know if you know, but British Esports announced their headquarters in Sunderland a few months ago. Fantastic for us, fantastic for the city. And one thing that esports needs is 5G to be able to run international competitions. So that's absolutely fantastic. And just a whole host of work around education and skills as well, and keeping that mantra of leaving no one and nowhere behind as we go on our journey. So thank you very much for listening to me this evening, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the speakers. Thank you.